Hey folks, this is Paul Spica with Brandon Garnott with Spica Real Estate here, coming to you from the snowy world headquarters in Byron Center. And today we get to look back on 2017 for the Planners Row community in Byron Center. Each month we give you a monthly update, how the market's doing in your neighborhood, so that you have accurate and relevant information to make any decisions that you're considering. And we like to look at January as a great opportunity to look back and say what happened in 2017, good, bad, ugly, whatever. What happened, and what does that look like? Where do we think things are going for 2018? So Brandon, help us understand what happened in 2017 in the Planners Row community.
Yeah, so for today, I looked at sold properties. So sold, and I looked at 2015, the ones that sold during 2016, and the ones that sold during 2017. First off, for this purpose, I'll kind of exclude new construction, since we're looking at primarily resale value and market value, and it's kind of two different animals: is new construction and pre-owns.
They impact each other, but for the purposes of what we're doing here, it's important to distinguish because the new construction will skew the numbers and make them look odd. So it's important to distinguish between the two.
And so first off, there were a lot less sold homes in 2017 versus 2016. And obviously the data that we use doesn't include something that was sold before broadcast or sold like a new construction directly by the builder. So I'm talking about solds that were on the market and that we have the data for. And there was about half of the homes that sold in 17 versus 2016.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, and then for the past 2 years, we've seen price increases pretty similar. So from 16 to 17, we saw an increase of an average of 4.1% appreciation.
Yeah. Now, it's worth pointing out that in the market as a whole, we're seeing a higher percentage increase. If you looked at Kent County or the greater Grand Rapids area, we are seeing a higher percentage increase year over year of average sale price. And I believe that it's our opinion that what that is the bottom part of the market coming up, where the average price point here in Planners Row is going to be kind of in the middle. And so, no, we're not seeing those 10% year-over-year appreciation numbers, but because of the price point that we're at, 4.5 is to be expected. It's very normal.
Yep, and that's a good point. And so the average sale price last year was actually a tick over $316,000. Now again, there's a lot of factors that go into that and different variables, but it's good to just kind of have it. An average was $316,000, and then also just kind of another reference point, the appreciation from 15 to 16, so 2 years ago, was 4.7%. So
very
basically
similar.
right on. So you're seeing that steady appreciation, like you mentioned.
Good. What about days on the market? If somebody's watching this and they're saying, well, that's great, numbers are up, but I need to buy something or I need to get out relatively quickly, what's an estimated time on the market? What are we seeing as far as days on the market?
Yeah, so another thing with the less sold homes that we had this year, once you kind of isolate, we're not including the new construction, not including something that was sold before broadcast. So it's a little bit of a smaller sample size, but we did notice that it is considerably more. And by more, I mean more days on the market, meaning things are taking a little bit longer to sell than they did in 2016. The average in 2016 was 22 days on the market versus the average for 2017 was 71 days on the market. And again, you always have to throw out the disclaimer, there's lots of different factors, and you'll have a couple of outliers like this year that were pushing the 100 to 200 days on the market. But what I really noticed was the homes that are selling in a week or a weekend aren't happening quite as frequently in this price range. So there's actually I think 2 or 3 homes that sold in under 30 days in 2017 versus you had more of that happening in 2016.
There were 4 homes in 2017 that sold in less than 30 days out of a total of 16 that are on this list right here. So what I see is the feverish pitch that we saw a year or 2 ago. It is tempering a little bit. What other trends are we seeing?
Yeah, and I'll throw one thing out there. We were talking before we recorded this, but one of the big reasons for the market kind of slowing down is important to remember that there's different markets for each price point. So you might still hear stories about a house selling in a couple hours. That's definitely still happening, but generally not in this price point. So like you mentioned earlier, it's good to kind of distinguish between maybe the first-time home buyer market or the if you think of below 150 or 200 is vastly different than the kind of 250 to 450 kind of in that. So we are seeing that there are quite a few listings in that are in the 300s range. In that Caledonia and Byron Center areas, there's a lot of those available. So it's slowed down a little bit. Always goes back to the kind of supply and demand, and it's a good thing. But the supply of this price range went up a little bit, and so that's why you're not seeing it quite as feverish. But it's still a great time to sell. Values are still on a steady trend going up.
And everything that we see and everything that we read indicates that will likely continue to happen. Your crystal ball is as fuzzy as mine is, but everything that we see in here tends to indicate that. I would echo what Brandon just said. The price points are very different. 150,000 versus 350,000, vastly different price points, vastly different markets. Now, that being said, it is still possible to sell your home very quickly. And we'd love to have a conversation with you if you're at all thinking about selling. What is it that distinguishes a house that sells in 4 days versus 40 days? 40 days, in the grand scheme of things, 40 days is not that long to have your home on the market. But we would all love to see it sell faster. And so what are the things that make a home sell faster versus taking the average time on the market? And there are some things that you as the homeowner can do to help with that. Even in a snowy climate like we have right now, we do find the spring market is hitting early, and we're in it right now. It's January 17th, 2018, and the spring market is in full bloom. So if there's things you're thinking about doing to your home, if you're thinking about getting it on the market, now's an excellent time to get it on the market. Now's an excellent time to be thinking about the things to do to get it on the market.
That's all we had for you for today. I hope you found some of this information helpful, and we'll keep doing this month by month, and so next month we'll have another video for the month of January.
Sounds good. Thanks, folks.